Hi everyone, it's Silvolf here, and today I'm going to do a request. A few people have asked me how I draw, so I do have a couple of drawing videos on my channel, but they're really old, from like, I don't know, 7 years ago or something ridiculous like that. So today I'm going to be drawing a picture of my character Silvolf for everyone to see. It's not very professional, I'm afraid. I've got the tripod between my knees because I couldn't find any other way to set it up so that it would work. So I'm going to be drawing and you'll be able to see. So the camera work might be a bit dodgy on this one. I couldn't find a way to put the camera so that you'd be able to see the picture without it being sort of like skew. Right, we'll do the shout outs. Today's shout outs go to Anime Girl, Megafant2 and Dita the Furby, Alex Confetti, Sprinkle Cupcake, DJ CJ and Holly Loves Life. So I hope everyone's having a nice week. Now, for those who don't know, my character Silvolf is the one that I'm known as on the internet. Here's a picture of her. Just move the camera up there. This was the first picture I ever drew of her, back in 2001. And it was a sad one, unfortunately. So yeah. So there's that. Let's take that. This is very strange because I don't normally do videos like this anymore. But I thought it was the only way I could do this one. So, and then I redrew that picture. You can see in 2012, she looks very sad. The original one I was missing an idiotic boyfriend that I had. So you can see how my work has changed over the years, and how my style has changed and the details and everything. And it goes to show also that if you're an aspiring artist and everyone's got to start somewhere, keep going, keep trying, keep practicing, because you will achieve it. Right, so putting this back down, let's see if I can do this. So just position it between my knees. Okay, so when I draw I always start with the eyes. So I might sort of like turn the paper, occasionally. This is a pencil that I use to draw with. It's a Japanese mechanical pencil. You can put the leads inside it by taking off this bit on the end and put the leads in there, so you can always keep spare leads. I've been using this pencil for well over 10 years now. It's my favourite, and in all honesty I can't really go back to regular pencils because I just don't have the correct accuracy as you would with something with a tip like that. You can see it's got a very fine tip on it. My eraser used to be much bigger. It's tiny, and for inking I tend to use one of these, which is a Stabilo pen. That's a 0.4 tip, and that's what I use for most of my inking. They're really nice and they don't smudge or anything, so I buy them in packs of, I think it's 10 or 12 from Amazon. So let's begin. Right, this is going to be really fun because I'm kind of looking over the camera while I do this, but I will try my best. I remember my last ones I actually held the camera in one hand while I did it. So, to draw a Silvolf, right. So, as I said, I always start with the eyes. So, here we go. Hopefully you can see this. I'll bring it a bit closer. Right. Now let's make her a little bit sort of more realistic in this picture. I haven't drawn a realistic canine for quite some time, so hope you can see what I'm doing. Bring it a bit closer, there we go. If I've got time I'll link it as well. I always do a patch of light on the eyes before I draw in the pupil. And then the nose would start somewhere down here. This is probably going to look terrible, but I hope everyone can understand. I should have chosen a more sort of cartoony one, but I thought I'd go for realistic. So there's her nose. Now a lot of people use shapes and things, but I found out that shapes don't really work for me, unfortunately. I don't know why. I will sometimes use shapes if I'm drawing a complex pose. Now for the top of the head I always sketch in like a curve like that. Ears. Wolves don't have really pointed ears, their ears kind of like curve at the top. And there's that other ear. The side of her facing. And then her hair. And let's give her some fluff on her cheeks. She's got very fluffy cheeks in this picture. Her markings go something like that. There we go. Just sketching the rest of the ear. Now the next part is finding out how we're going to do the body and what pose she's going to be in. So I do the neck coming down there. Now she actually has two coats. She's got a summer coat and a winter coat. I normally draw her in the winter coat, which has got this huge sort of rough thing. She's not really a proper wolf. She's more like a fantasy wolf, I guess. So just move the camera. Try and just move it up like that. There we go. So let's see, what sort of pose should we do her in? The pose is just sort of flow. I mean, I'm actually sketching in the rough shape of the paw, like that, and then I will work on the details in a minute. You can see there. Now something about Silvolf is that a lot of female wolves and things are drawn in cartoons with quite tiny paws and little delicate legs. Silvolf has never had that. She's always been quite sturdy and stocky. With a surprisingly large tail for a wolf. Real wolves don't have big tails like this. She's also slightly larger than a real wolf. I may have said that, I can't remember now. There we go. Just sketching the other leg. I hope it's not shaking too much. As I said, I'm trying to hold the camera between my knees, so there's her other leg. Right, let's work on these paws. So I love drawing doggy paws, they're actually really fun. So I especially love drawing the pads underneath as well. So this one's kind of like upside down, so we're just sketching the pads like that. Claws. And the dew claw. That's the other pad there. Add some detail. Like that. And there we go. And then the back paws. And the other one here. Now you see I'm pressing slightly heavier than I did when I sketched it out. Sketch line's always light. I tend to just sketch stuff straight out quite neatly as well, because, there we go, because, I don't know, I just do. I tend to have quite a clear view in my mind of what I want it to look like. So that's that. Let me think. Now, when I ink, I actually, I haven't drawn any of her swirls in, as you can see. There's none of her swirls are there, so I can draw my swirls in here. Now when I ink it, and even when I'm just drawing her normally, I wouldn't do these until the very last minute. What I do with the swirls is that I add them in after everything else. Straight in coloured pencil. I don't actually use a pencil guide for them, I just add them straight in. So I wouldn't normally do this. And the swirls are all along her back, and they tend to taper down the back there and get less. Now, they were originally supposed to be tiger stripes when I first made her, but I couldn't draw them very well, and they slowly evolved into swirls over the years. There. And also another thing is I don't add these in either until I'm colouring her, but she's got stripes on her mane, so they would go like this. Like that. And there you go. And if I wanted to be really picky, I could also add in tips on her ears, tips there. It's only those first few at the front that actually have the tips on that are purple. She's actually sort of like a silvery colour, and her fur is a pearlescent purple. So that when I do the shading, I always do it in purple instead. And finally, sign it. And there you have it. And that's how I draw. And if you want to see it inked, just let me know and I can do another video of it inked, and I can do a video of how I colour, but the colouring one will take quite a time, so I'd probably have to do I'd have to fast forward certain parts of the colouring process, because I do colouring in layers and things like that. So, but yes, there you have sort of like a realistic Silvolf. The back end looks slightly smaller, but it can be perspective. As artists, sometimes if something doesn't work out, you can say, well, actually it's supposed to be like that because this reason or that reason. So yeah, I suppose I could say it's perspective, that this part is closer to you than that part. But anyway, hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Silvolf signing off. Bye everyone!